Well, hey, you're my first one in. Wow. How are you today? Love the pumpkins. I am going to make socks today, you guys. Oh, I need a whole gallon of this coffee intravenously. Hello, Magic Frog. Welcome in. How are you? I hope you guys are having a great morning. Good morning, Julianne. Good to see you. I just, well, I got up about half an hour ago, made the coffee. So this is like my first sips of coffee. So I'm gonna wait just a few and see if we get a few more people in. Current task is making coffee. Yeah, I get it. I don't function too well in the morning until I've had some. So I understand. Oh, I could still be sleeping. I yeah, that in between world, I get it. I'm still kind of there. I'm fighting my way out each sip of coffee. Julianne, as early as it is for you, and well, it's even early for Camille too. I can understand why you definitely need coffee. Froggy and Frizzy. That's cute. Am I seeing you? Yeah, I see your chat. Definitely. Good morning, Lana. I was hoping you would pop in. How are you today? I hope you slept well last night. I did once I got back to sleep after my brief early morning interlude. Icy ended up spending the night out last night. It probably will be one of the last nights he gets to spend outside. He's just gotten to where he's so much more comfortable being outside for the night, but winter is coming, so he's going to have to get used to the house again, whether he likes it or not. And so far, he doesn't like it, but he'll get there. What he does is, if I bring him in for the night, he plants himself on the rug right in front of the door so that as soon as somebody moves, he jumps up and wants to go out. Oh, honey, yeah, definitely. Yes, my knees here lately are not liking the weather changes, and Yeah, they're not happy. And then this morning, I must have been sleeping on my right arm. So this morning when I first woke up, my right arm was hurting too. So it's like, oh, can anything else? Well, I shouldn't say that because a lot more else can hurt, but yeah. Well, get that coffee, Lana, so you can get both eyes open. You'll need them. um, I am eventually, Camille, I'm not going to do that on a live stream just because it's pretty involved and I wouldn't be able to watch the chat at all or anything. So I think I'm just going to do a video and post it. This morning, what I'm going to work on is making some socks. So a while back, I found a pattern for shaped crochet socks. So they're actually crocheted like pretty much like you would knit a sock. And I tried it and I really like it. I have been making tube socks for years, but I wanted one that had an actual heel in it. In fact, let me run and grab my first pair that I had made, and I'll show it to you. Try not to have everything fall off my table in the meantime. I will be right back. So this is my first pair of socks that I made. And yeah, you can see they have the nice turned heel to them. And what's nice about making these socks is you make them to fit yourself exactly. So, or if you're making them for somebody else, you'll definitely want to have some foot measurements. 174. You're 46, Magic Frog, honey. Turn those two numbers around and you'll have my age. So, or what will be my age at the end of the month. Right now, I'm still 63. Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and get started with our socks. So for these socks, I did list everything in the description, but I'm going to show you what I'm using. I'm just basically using some scrap yarn. This is a very lightweight 3, probably maybe even closer to a 2, and a size 4. It's my size 4 millimeter clover crochet hook. You will also need a stitch marker and a measuring tape. Doesn't hurt. Not an absolute necessity, but it doesn't hurt to have it. Then you will, good morning, Alex. Helix, Alex. Where did I get Alex? Oh, God. Good morning, Helix. Lexi. Yeah, my brain isn't quite here yet today. So I'm going to point my camera more down. Hopefully I can get in frame and you can see what I'm doing. So you start out with a magic ring, and in that magic ring you're going to start with 6 single crochet. And then we're going to pull our magic ring closed. I don't normally like doing magic rings, but for the sake of this, I will. Oh, and I was telling you whose tutorial I watched. If you'd like to go back and watch her tutorial, it is a really good tutorial. All right, focus camera. It is called the Felici or Felici, I don't know which. It's Italian, so I don't know just exactly how to say it. Beginner Sock Pattern, and it is by Brianna Kay. And I really like her designs. She does good tutorials, and they're really simple to follow, so I do like hers. So now this is where the stitch marker is going to come in handy, because we aren't going to join our round. We are simply going to go right back into that first stitch. And let me find our first stitch. I think that's my first stitch. Yep. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right back into that first stitch with the first single crochet of our next round. And this is where you'll want to use your stitch marker. So once you've done that first stitch of that round, you want to put in your stitch marker and then work another single crochet right back into that same stitch, and we are going to work 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So we will have a total of 12 for this round. Y'all, I think I watched too much political stuff yesterday. I was having a really messed up dream, and I was hiding in a closet. There were people searching for me, and I was hiding in a closet and really hoping to God they didn't find me. And right about then is when I woke up, and Lana had sent me a reel, and I watched that and woke up a little bit and felt better. So yeah, I needed to wake up right about then. It was just yeah, I am definitely a knife holder as well. I have tried the pencil hold, and yeah, I can't do it. But yeah, I need to cool it, I think, on watching the political stuff that's going on, even though, I mean, it kind of does concern me. I have a husband who luckily is a citizen now, but he is an immigrant, he is a brown skinned person. And, you know, we all know right now that that's who ICE is targeting. So, and they don't seem to much care if they grab people that are legal or not. They just, you know, are doing their thing. So, yeah, really, really is upsetting me. Oh, wow, Camille, yeah, that's scary too. God. Okay, so I've got round two done. At the end of round two, you would have 12 single crochet. Now, anybody that's used to making amis um, is used to doing this type of circle. Um, so here's the first stitch of our next round. And on this round, if I can get my stitch marker up, on this round we will put one, holding our hooks at the ready. You better believe it. And I'll tell you what, them Tunisian hooks we've got are sharp little boogers. So weaponized indeed. Okay, so on this round, round three, we're going to do one single crochet and then two, oops, two in the next stitch. And we're going to work that way. So one stitch, then two stitches all the way around the row. So at the end of this row, we should have 18 single crochet. Basically, we're just gaining 6 on every round we do. Now, you guys, I'm not doing this as a tutorial. I'm just showing you how I do this. If you want to see a tutorial, please go over and watch Brianna Kay. Her tutorial is absolutely fantastic. She has it videoed just right so you can see what she's doing and really get a good understanding of it. So, like I said, if you want to watch a tutorial for making these socks, please go over and watch her. Okay, I'm going to give my round a count right quick. Alrighty. Okay, so a silent live crochet with me. Um, Amber, it is the Felici sock pattern. Did you grab it for me? Stop, stop, stop. Ugh. Okay, yep. Thank you, Lana. That is the pattern that I'm using. Um, Yes, that is the right one, Lena. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so number 3, we do have our 18 stitches around. So let's go ahead and go to round 4. Now I normally, just because I'm a dipstick and forget where my brain is half the time, so I normally don't move my stitch marker until I do that first stitch of the round. And that way I know that the stitch I just worked is where I need to move my stitch marker to. Because otherwise I'll get to fiddly farting around and forget which stitch is which, and then I got to start over. So for this round, you do 2. Now, I will admit, I do my increases a little differently. She starts out increasing right from the very first stitch and then works her 2. I do it the opposite. I work my stitches and then the increases. So I do, on this round, I'm going to do 2 single crochets, and then in the third stitch, do an increase, and then work 2 over the next 2 single crochets, and then another increase. And you basically want to work that right on around, and you'll end this round with 24 stitches. Y'all, I took the boo doily that I made. I took to my neighbor yesterday. She finally got home from her trip. She had gone on a trip to Texas because her brother and sister-in-law are having their first baby. So she was going there to, offer support to her brother. It's his first kid, so he's, freaking out. Well, they didn't have the baby yet. When she ended up staying 2 extra days in hopes that her sister-in-law would go ahead and have the baby. Didn't happen. When she came home, her sister-in-law was 42 weeks pregnant, y'all. That poor girl. I asked her, I said, is she having a baby elephant? But yesterday, while she was at work, Heather got a call telling her that she had started having contractions and her water broke. So I would imagine by now the baby is born. But yeah, that's just... Happy birthday, Kendall! Why didn't they induce? I don't know. And Julianne, I could not tell you that. Yeah, that is a mystery to me as well. But like I said, at this point, it sounds like she probably has had the baby. So, and they are having a baby boy. So, yeah. I should whip up a baby Afghan right quick. I've got some great yarn that would be perfect for a baby boy. And we are back around to our first stitch of the round once again. And on this round, we would have 24. I'm sure Heather will fill me in on all the deets. going 42 weeks, I would imagine. He's probably a good sized baby. Poor thing. Nothing like your first kid to convince you that you don't want to have any more, right? Okay, so on this next round, round 5, we will do 3 single crochets, and then in our next stitch we will do our increase, and when we end this row we will have 30 stitches. So my hubby is, as usual, off with the dog this morning. I'm sure they're probably out at the state park. We really don't have trees turning much yet. Um, Maybe out in the country it's a little better because it probably is, a bit cooler out there than what it is here in the city. But here we just don't really have much in the way of trees changing color. I wish it would hurry up and do it. I'd like to take a color tour. Maybe I can talk my brother into taking a drive somewhere when they come down at my birthday. Okay, so here we are to the first stitch of our next round, which will be round 6. And on this one, we will do a single crochet in the first 4. And then an increase. And then work that same pattern on around. It was so funny. Last night, my hubby came in. We have new people across the street from us on the corner, and they have decorated quite well for Halloween. And my hubby went out and was getting the mail, and he looked across the street and he saw a guy in the window looking down at him, he thought. And he's like, what's going on? He came in, he says, there's a guy standing up in their window upstairs across the street. He said, those people like to look at everybody, don't they? And I kind of laughed. And so later on in the evening, I went out and looked, and there were all kinds of wild flashing lights up there. So I figured out pretty quickly it was some kind of Halloween decoration. Unfortunately, you really can't see what the figure is, but with all the flashing lights and stuff, I knew it was some kind of Halloween thing. So I told my hubby, I said, they're not watching you. That's just a Halloween decoration. So on this row, after we do our 4 single crochets and an increase all the way around, we will end up with 36 for the round. And this is where we will stop our increases. This yarn is a little splitty, y'all. In the 90s next week, Camille. Oh, that is horrible. You know, I hate seeing fall coming, but once it does hit, I'm glad to see the little bit cooler weather. Although we did have frost warnings earlier in the week, so I did get out and harvest as many of my tomatoes as I could. I don't think it was much of a frost because it doesn't look like it killed everything off. So my Swiss chard was still looking nice and healthy. So it looks like I've still got time to get out and harvest stuff before it frosts again. Okay, so we have got our 36 stitches around for 6 rounds, and at this point a measuring tape would come in handy, except that I don't have one handy, but I do have a ruler, so I'm just going to use my ruler right quick and see if I'm close to the right. Okay, so it's supposed to be, your little piece here is supposed to be about 2¼ inches, which mine is, so I'm good to go. So for the next part of this, it's real simple. You're just going to continue working around your 36 stitches. Now, she gives 30 rows as the number of rows that you'll want to do for a size small. I guess I have size extra small because it only took me 26 rows. What you want to do is work this, keep working this around until the piece measures up to the beginning of your heel. So here I have my other sock that I've been working on, and this measures up to the beginning of my heel. So I'm going to work on this one from here because I don't think you want to see me sit here and crochet 26 rows of single crochets. So this one is worked up to the point of my heel. So at this point, what we're going to do is start what's called the gusset. And what that is a little bit of increasing so that your foot will fit into the sock better, because you know where your foot kind of goes up to meet your ankle, it's a little larger than just, you know, from your toes up to the end of your arch. So here we are going to do we're going to work our first 7 stitches. And then in our 8th stitch, we will do an increase. In our next stitch, we just do 1 stitch, and then in the one following, we do another increase, and then we will work around. Let me look at my pattern right quick. 16 stitches. So Camille, I don't know if they taste better now that it's cooler. I like them to stay on the vine as long as possible so that, you know, to get as ripe as they possibly can, because that usually is what will make them really nice and sweet. And I will say that, yeah, my cherry tomatoes are pretty sweet. So we've done our first 2 increases, and 1, 2, 3. Let me not lose count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. After your 16th stitch, you'll do another increase, then single crochet in the next, do another increase, and then I think we have seven to the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. And then on the next round, we are just going to work evenly around, and with the increases we just did, we will be working over 40 stitches. Good morning, Scrimshaw. Welcome in. I just put my stitch marker in the wrong place. You'll see me do something wrong, holler at me. I'm sure you can really see what I'm doing, right? Okay, so we're just going to work 1 stitch in each stitch around for the 40 stitches of this row. So what y'all got on your hooks this week? I am so glad to be done with some stuff that just lifts a weight off my shoulders. I can feel like I can crochet some other things now. Yesterday I got the bright idea of doing socks because it was kind of chilly here in the house after our couple of cool nights that we had. And I was like, I need socks. I need to crochet socks. So I did. So right now I've got, whoops, out of focus camera. Right now I've got this pair and an alpaca pair, alpaca wool blend pair that I'm doing. Got double header flag football games. Oh, pick up deck and patio furniture. Oh, fun, Amber. How soon are they going to have that deck done for you? I hope they get it done quick enough that you can get out and enjoy it while the weather is still nice. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah, Kendall, what are you doing for your birthday? Anything fun? I hope so. I'm looking forward to my birthday because I always enjoy passing out candy on my birthday. That's my fun thing for the day. I think what I will do is, as soon as the hubby gets home, I will run and get Chinese food for our dinner that day and then hang out and eat and pass out candy. That will be, and it would be really awesome if it was warm enough that I could hang out on the front porch without it being too cold. Last year, last year was just borderline to where I could get out and hang out on the porch. So, okay, we're back around to the beginning of our row, and on this next row, we are going to do an increase row again. So here we single crochet over the first 8 stitches. Let me just go back and count that right quick. Okay, and then on the 9th one, we go ahead and do 2 single crochets, then 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets, and then we crochet across the next 18. Hey, Marianne. Welcome in. Good to see ya. And I just lost count looking at the chat. All right, so there's my last increase. 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And then we do another increase, single crochet, and increase. And then we just work across the last 8 stitches. Yep, that's how many I have. All right, and at the end of this row, we should have 44 stitches to work our next row across. So you just work this one right on around with no increases. Now, yeah, I really do recommend that you go over to Brianna Kay's video and try out making a pair of socks. They really are super easy. I mean, with the shaping and stuff, of course, anybody that does Amy is used to doing the shaping, so I'm sure that any of you that do amigurumi would have no problem working up a pair of socks. But I would say anybody that even just beginning crocheters could follow her tutorial. And yeah, this is a kind of a thin 3-weight. It's marked as a 3-weight, but I think it's actually closer to a 2. Right, it's a 4mm hook, Lana, correct. Thank you. Everything that I'm using is up in my description for the video. So good morning, Nick. Hey, how are you doing? Oh, you're in Maryland. Nice. Hope you have a wonderful day or weekend. Are you staying there for the weekend, Nick? Oh, nice. That's cool. I figure they were your one and only. Well, you know, Marianne, this pattern that I found, I like it so well that yeah, I'm gonna make several pair, I think. I started a pair. I made a mistake and started a pair using 4-weight yarn, and they were coming out absolutely, well, huge to me because I've got such itty bitty feet. So I'm thinking about having my hubby try it on at the point where I have to start doing the increases, and hopefully I can make a pair for him to wear around the house. A pattern premiere at noon. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, Magic Frog. Okay, so we are back around to the beginning of this round. Worked over 44 stitches. And the next round will be our last increase round for the gusset. Lana, could you possibly grab the link for Magic Frog's premiere and drop it in the chat? That way everybody can go ahead and make sure that they have the notification on for it. Anybody that's interested in watching it. Okay, so on this round, we are going to work 9 stitches to begin. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we work an increase. 1 and an increase. Then we're going to work over the next 20. And once we've done our 20, we do an increase, 1 stitch in the next, and an increase in the next. And then we should be down to our last 9 stitches to finish the row. Okay, so that is the last of our increase rows for the gusset, and you can see if you look at the side view of the sock, it has started to widen out up here. Hey Connie, I am working on socks and I'm doing really great. Okay, so guys, that is where I'm going to stop for today. Tomorrow I'll pick up where I left off and show you dividing for the heel. Once you've divided for the heel, that's really the hardest part, I would say, of doing the sock. Yeah, so I'm just going to sit here and hang out with you guys. If you have time to stay for a while, I'm not going to jump off just yet. I'm home alone, so no reason that I have to jump off the live just yet, so we can hang out and talk. Oh, that coffee is so good. I bought myself a cup warmer. I think I mentioned it in my last weekend's video. It's really nice because it's a gravity warmer. So as long as my cup is sitting on it, the element is on, and then as soon as I lift my cup off, the element turns off. So it's nice because it's not dangerous if I forget and don't turn it off on the cord. It doesn't stay on without something sitting on top of it. So I just have to make sure I don't have anything sitting on it and I'm good to go. But I usually do turn it off just because. Yeah, Connie, I woke up a little late myself, so I was kind of scrambling around trying to get ready, and I put my coffee on to brew, and at like 9:20 something. I was out in the kitchen getting my first cup of coffee. So when I sat down here and started the live, that was actually my very first sip of coffee that I took on the beginning of the live. So, yes. Hobby Halloween yarn. Ooh. No, Frizzy, no, not yarn. No more yarn. Why not? Halloween yarn, you gotta celebrate your holidays, right? For something. Oh, oh, oh. I can imagine, Marianne. I'm usually exhausted when I get up at that time too. And if I don't lay back down in the morning and get back to sleep, I try to get a nap in the afternoon, sometimes successfully, sometimes not. If I don't get a nap in the afternoon, then I am going to be absolutely out of it by the time evening rolls around. That's right, birthday yarn. You deserve birthday yarn. Everybody deserves birthday yarn. Lana just sent me some beautiful yarn. She sent me some more of the menagerie, and I think it's the chameleon colorway. And I decided with the 3 different colorways of menagerie that I've been gifted, I am going to do myself a cardigan, and I'm going to do it with the trio stitch like I'm working the Afghan. So, yeah. Oh, I think I hear the guys coming in. The guys, the guy and the dog. My dog thinks he's human, so I guess I can talk about him like he's a human, right? You leave Icy out back? Dogs are people too. Yeah, they think they are. They definitely think they are. Yeah, Julianne, I hope it will be pretty. So far, it looks like it's going to be. Cats are people too. Yep. Yeah, I think here in the United States, our dogs definitely um, are treated more like our children. Um, most of our dogs here are not working dogs, so um, they they do get treated more like our kids and definitely develop that personality, I think. So, yeah. I think in other countries where dogs tend to have an actual job, um, they keep more of that dog-like personality. But Dogs definitely understand us a lot more than we think they do. I know Icy's vocabulary is pretty big, so he knows what I'm talking about when I talk to him. Like if he's laying here in the living room and I say, hey, want to go out front? He beats me to that front door every time, and he's dancing around in front of it waiting for me to get there. And if I don't get there fast enough, then he's barking at me because I'm not moving fast enough to get him outside. So, good morning, Beth. Nice to see you. Been lurking? Okay. Are you working on something, Beth? Sounds like the hubby is nuking some leftovers or something. Shokri, I made coffee. I made coffee if you want some. Lots of whips. Beth, me too. And I'm always starting more, so. But I am trying to get some done in between all the new ones that I'm starting. So. I did finally open the puzzle yarn that Amber had sent me to make my poncho longer. So I did get my green poncho made longer. Now I just need to dig out the yarn, the rest of the yellow yarn for this one, and get it finished up. And then I went down the basement and got the mandala yarn to finish up the mandala version of that poncho that I'm making. So hopefully in the next week or so, I'll have all 3 of those ponchos done. Cool, Nick. I'll be looking forward to seeing it. Why they stare at you when they're doing their business? I generally try not to be around when my dog is doing his business. That's true. It is their most vulnerable time, Beth. So yes, they definitely are keeping a lookout. But, hey, Nisi, good morning. Nice to see you. Lana, can you grab Nick's channel and drop it? Arity, I'm sorry I did not see you come in. Good morning. Nice to see you. Wow, Lana, you were right on the ball with that one. Thank you. You got that one dropped in there quick. Yes, anybody who has not yet subscribed to Nick, please do so. The Happy Mail video that he's talking about, I had sent him, well, he needed some yarn to finish up a hexie-cardi that he was working on. So I went ahead and got that yarn for him. I had to go to 3 different Dollar Trees to find it, but I did find it. And I sent him the yarn to be able to finish up his hexie-cardi. And then I stuck him a little surprise in the bag too. So yeah, so he's going to do a video of his Happy Mail that he got. And I would like to ask that anybody who hasn't dropped a thumbie, please remember to do that on your way out the door this morning. And if you're not subscribed to me yet, why the heck not? Subscribe. Subscribe so you can get notifications whenever I do any new videos, and you can come back and hang out with us on the weekends. Hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I do drop something or I start a live. I'm also thinking very seriously about doing a live on Halloween night. One, because it's my birthday, and two, because I missed my podiversary. So I'm thinking I'm going to do kind of a combination celebration. In fact, I may just title it that, combination celebration, for my birthday and for my live stream, my podiversary, do a live stream for it. So, yeah. So I hope you will all come and hang out during that. I think it will be fun. I'm probably going to give a couple of things away. Camille, you're still hanging in here? What are you working and lurking on? Thank you, Nisi, and thanks for subscribing to Nick's channel. Nick is a relatively new crocheter. I met him hanging out on Camille's Creations channel, and he pretty much joins us there every time he can. He's actually become a mod for the channel, so that's pretty cool. Probably one of YouTube's youngest mods, I would imagine. But he has come a long way on his crochet journey. So you've drifted off a couple of times. Well, that's okay. You can do that. You probably need the sleep. Good morning, Linda. Good to see you. Got your birthday live set up for the 20th? Okay, I'm going to have to go and make sure I get a notification for that, because I will definitely want to be there. A mystery bag giveaway sounds like a fun thing. I think I will probably do a make giveaway, and then I'm thinking I will give away that novelty yarn that I said I'd probably give out to somebody. So I did already send some out. Nick was the intended recipient for some of that, and so I did send some out to him. Oh, well, Camille, if you're like me, you can drink coffee and go to sleep right afterwards. So have yourself a good cup of coffee. Slept in today? Yeah, well, I kind of did too. And my hubby was up the first time at almost 2 o'clock this morning, which is part of what woke me up, aside from the fact that I was having that funky, weird dream. And then he went back to bed, and about that time, Icy decided he wanted to go out back. So I think he needed to potty. So I had to take him out back, and he decided he was staying out there for the rest of the night. So I was able to get back to sleep and have a peaceful rest of the night. No more weird dreams. I guess that first one was enough for the night. Oh, 3 a.m. Yeah, you need a nap. Understandably. Yeah, I when I woke up early this morning, Lana had actually just sent me a funny reel. So I watched that and I responded to her and we kind of chatted for just a minute and I said, "Well, I'm going to try and get back to sleep." And I pretty much did. Oh, well, thank you, Lana. I'll go ahead and hit that one and get my notification set up. Yay. All right. So, yeah, I've got my well, considering what time it is your time, you could really go back to bed and catch a couple more hours of sleep and not really get into your not break into your day much. If I go back to bed at this point, I feel like I'm wasting time, wasting part of my day. Especially now that the days are getting shorter. But here lately, now that I don't have to be out in the garden before sunup to water the garden, I've been sleeping in until like 8. I guess I'm starting my winter hibernation. Icy is sounds like wanting to come out front. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and get off of here and let you guys go about the rest of your day. I will be back here tomorrow and see all you guys and finish working on my socks and show you how the heel is done. And yeah, we can hang out and have some more coffee. So I hope you all. Good morning, Missy. I am just leaving. I'm sorry. I usually try and keep my lives to an hour, and I decided to go over just a little bit today. So yeah, but I will be back here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning. So if you want to come back and hang out and have some more coffee with me and watch me finish my sock, I will. I hope that you will all come back in and hang out in the nest. And I will see you soon. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Do what makes you happy. And I will see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.